And we're live. Welcome to Alignment of the Alignment with Wendy and Omran and me, Reiki with Will. Yeah, they said they wanted first. They wanted first dibs on what to say.
So hi everybody. Yes, hi, I'm Wendy. Yeah, Omran's on his way. So at the moment, it's Will and Wendy. So hey, hey, there he is.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Hello, Omran. Nasiyato isha
Good to see you all.
So what
That was funny that you just clicked in.
It was
Spirit
just
was going,
the most perfect timing.
Yeah, so
exactly. Spirit goes, you're starting at 8:18.
That was hilarious. It was just, yep, he said it. He said it 8:18 too. So that was pretty funny. So what? Because what time is it where you are in?
it's actually it's actually 2:19 a.m.
Oh no. And see, I see 2:19. I see 11:11. So two. Anyway, I mean 1:11, and then Sean said it was 1:11 in Ireland just a few minutes ago. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So yes, lots of ones here, and I'm a 111 enthusiast as well. Me and my 11 and my 111. And speaking of that, alignment. So welcome everyone. And I think Will was having some slow issues with his computer there. How you doing there, Will? Uh-oh. Yeah, he was having some some computer issues. There he is. And so we were actually, right before we went on online, we were talking about manifesting new technology and new computers, and it's the new moon, and it's time for manifestations. And so we're all talking about manifesting technology. So there we have it.
Yes. Well, we're still in the influence of the new moon.
Exactly. So yes, we're still in the high energy of the manifestation.
Oh, this is like the perfect timing because we're still in the energies of the new moon. And what the moon did on Tuesday was the moon had a block party on Tuesday.
Totally.
It obscured, it went in front of, from our viewpoint, it went in front of Venus Regulus, which is the heart of the lion in Leo, also Mars and Mercury. And Venus is the divine feminine, Mars is the divine masculine, and Mercury is the messenger of the gods, and he represents joy and abundance. So we're still in the influence of that new moon. We're in the influence of the equinox tomorrow, which represents balance and change at the same time, or balance through change, since we're transitioning from summer, fall in the northern hemisphere, and we're transitioning from winter into spring in the southern hemisphere. So yay for the southern hemisphere.
Yay, exactly.
Time.
And the new moon is in Virgo, and the sun's going to be in Virgo.
Yes. Actually, pretty much everything was in Virgo during during this new moon. And that's what this alignment's all about. It's the alignment of Virgo with Leo and the moon. Hey, let me run down the order, because the order apparently is a little important. From Earth's vantage point, we're aligning the moon, Jupiter, the sun, Mercury, Mars, Venus, and then from our standpoint, Earth. And with this hangout, we're not going to dive into the prophecies regarding any planetary alignments. We're going to take into account the alignment of the gravitational forces. What does it mean with respect to the energies What does it mean for us individually? Who cares about a prophecy? Because it's an invitation. This whole week, the energy from this whole week is an invitation to look within, to find and see and be, to embody the divine light that's within us and broadcast it to the universe. It's right there. And excuses will be taken away. It'll be made easier for us to see the light within, and it'll be easier for us to be as awesome as we agreed upon when we decided to incarnate into this lifetime.
I concur. And that's exactly how I've been feeling. And we talked about embodying before these energies of the eclipse. And now here we're celebrating this. Once again, I feel like we're these bookends again. Before it was, you know what I mean? Before it was the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. Now I feel like we got this new moon and the autumnal equinox. And as you said, it's the invitation. Really, really go within and decide what it is that we truly want to focus on. And as we were discussing earlier, I am grateful that I don't have any preconceived prophetic notions, because it has allowed me to not cloud my mind with any of that. So I can go into this with completely open eyes, because I really have no idea what anybody's talking about as far as any of the prophecies or so I find that very freeing for me, because then it enables me to simply feel it and experience it for what it is. And as you said, well, everything can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Especially if you're always moving into that reality, well, then of course you're always going to experience that which would create. So
absolutely. We are. And so why not create your own prophecy that is what you truly desire, which is really what we're talking about. How do we get over all the excuses? How do we get over all the programming that people have sent us? And how do we align with our true selves? We don't need to listen to anybody. We came into this world, we incarnated with our own guidance system inside. We just need to pay attention to it and go by that guidance system.
And I think that is what alignment, you know, we as a collective create what we see around us. That includes the alignment of the planets. I mean, we created that so that we could remember what alignment actually means to us. What does alignment mean to you? What does alignment mean to us individually and collectively? We're being asked now to become in perfect alignment with what we consider the crystalline Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it. You can label it all you want, just like you can label anything, but it's all the same thing. And we're all being asked to align with each other, align with the energies, and come together. And I know darn well every single one of these storms and fires and earthquakes and everything else that's going on is this collective effort globally to say, our hearts are crying out for alignment of unity consciousness. We don't know how to get there yet, but we do. But I think the answer is we've been ignoring the alignment on how to get there, and now we are being so shaken up that we have created this devastation around us to create the very thing we wish, a unity consciousness. Because we still don't, as a human collective, I think we still don't believe, well, I don't think we know how to do it yet. We know, with the answers there, but we aren't practicing it. And now we're seeing the results of that collectiveness saying, wait a minute, we're not practicing what we know to be true in our own true core alignment.
Well said. Well said. Well, I think we forgot to introduce everyone in the room.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here.
So we have in the room with us, we have Jody and Michelle, Sean, and Temple, and Omran, one of our co-hosts. Would you like to say hello, Omran?
Hello, hello to everyone. Hope everyone is good in this time.
I hope you are as well. Thank you so much for staying up so early in the morning or late at night, whichever the way you look at it.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm used to stay up this late with you guys, so it's worth it.
Oh, such a sweet thing to say. It's very nice to be able to rendezvous with you again, actually, Omran, because believe it or not, whoever's out there listening or whenever you watch us, we all really do lead very busy lives. And even though we're in communication with each other, relatively frequency typing and so forth when we can be, we don't have the opportunity often to get together as often as we like. And part of it is because we're in different parts of the world. And so we do try to accommodate all these time zones and things. So I thank you all for being here, whatever time you're in.
That's great.
And so I appreciate this time because I don't get to hang out with Omran very often. I really don't get to hang out with Will very often. So it's truly a treat for me as well. And for everyone else, the same with Sean and Temple Beautiful, that's Alicia. And Michelle, poor Michelle and we've been trying to connect for like weeks. So, so it's so great. And Jody and I keep in contact pretty much almost every day. So that's, typing and things. So I think part of this whole message is about, that's been a huge part of this energy in my own experience lately, has been this push toward alchemizing, getting together, bringing our light together, bringing our light languages together, bringing our thoughts and desires for the earth that we want to create together, to these star languages that we're all writing. Omran and his sacred geometry, and these galactic codes that so many of us have been writing and sharing. And I'm meeting more and more people every day because we're aligning. We're aligning with our frequency. We're aligning with each other. We're aligning with our soul families. So I believe that even our stellar alignments are truly a representation of us as a collective, and that all these things that we go through, the moon cycles and the sun cycles and all of it, that it's all just I believe it archetypical, is that the correct way to say it, of what we are. Everything is. The planets, the sun, the equinoxes, the changes of the seasons, the cycles, the circles of life. Everything we see is a physical manifestation, a representation of us as a human collective consciousness. Everything on this earth is. I believe that's what this alignment, all of it is. Isn't a revelation nothing more than a revelation? You're revealing something to yourself. When I have a personal revelation, I don't know about you guys, but wow, I mean, it's like the best energy I could have ever experienced, and I don't even have to go anywhere. So anyway, I get very excited. So Omran, please, Will and I have also been chatting here. So please do share your experiences with this energy.
Yeah, it's I think I have seen a lot of alignments in as numbers in my either on my phone, my computer. I mean, right now I'm seeing 233. So, and a lot of when I just before this 23, or let's not just before this end, I feel like we are at the end of another cycle, and all this what they are calling I don't know, to the end of the world, which I don't believe it is on the 23rd, but I believe it's the end of something, a cycle, a part of us that is ending and giving rise to another one. And I really felt like this huge portal was opening, or this huge fresh energy that we were going to embrace and just let go of the things that we had been thinking about constantly, worrying about, all those low energies that we have to let go of before we can get to this new energy and be in it. And for me personally, it has been a really magical moment to feel that, really. And I feel it goes out for a lot of people as well. And it's a new beginning, to say it in that way. And you can't just, if you want to fight it, it will be really hard for you. You have to let go of the old as much as you can to be in the new as much as you can, really. And you will be forced kind of to go out, to let go of the old. And since then I have been seeing numbers like 1444, 1333, or 1111, and just like 1414, and I have written them down. Every time I saw them, I wrote them down, and I wanted to decode them through feeling them. What was the messages for me? And I have not done it yet, but I will. So for me, that was opening up. I feel like when I let go of the old and focused on the new, focused my mind on the new to create more on the new energies. So I kind of tapped into those alignments. So like they say that the planets are aligning on the 23rd, I saw that alignment and felt that alignment through numbers. And I kind of felt like this was the mind of the universe, really. When you are in those high energies, turn into them and focus on them, you see, you feel the mind, and you live with the mind. It was very magical for me to feel that, and told me something about letting go of who you have been created, who you have been believed to be, who you have created yourself until now. And when you let go of that and embrace the new, go into this new cycle, you kind of feel more connected and connect more deeply with everything and yourself. So these alignments, as we see it in the planets and as we see it within ourselves, I have also seen it as physical manifestations, as energetically, and it has been awesome.
I would agree with you wholeheartedly, Omran. So many people I know, how many people I know everyone in this room, we've all been seeing repeating numbers. We talk about repeating numbers, and I've been dreaming in numbers and dreaming in symbols and writing symbols. And it's very interesting how you said that, because I feel the same way. Like it's almost as if we're experiencing the fabric of the universe in new ways. We're actually literally being able to experiencing it numerologically, symbolically, and when we allow these, I'm so about these numbers. I mean, my whole, it's like every day for me is about, what is the date? What is this equal? What is the energy behind this? What does it mean to me personally? How do I feel? Is it being represented collectively? And this number 9, and this, and then 2017 being a number 1 year, that's exactly, you're right. It's an ending of the way we have seen ourselves, how, I mean, look at us, how many of us now actually totally believe we are complete telepathic beings, and we know it's now, it's the natural way. It's not the exception to the rule, it is the rule. So, you know, we couldn't even think that way even just a few years ago, at least not the way we are now. And these repeating numbers, I truly believe are part of this whole thing. It's an unlocking. They are literally unlocking us, and the more you see it, the more you see them, the more you and I as even in meditations, have you guys found that you're able to actually listen? I mean, you're actually able to understand things in a way you never, maybe, for example, last night I was listening to it was quantum, it was about quantum mechanics, and it was as if everything they were saying, it was like I had jumped a whole timeline in which we collectively understood something we've never understood collectively before. And it completely explained how quantum entanglement completely scientifically and numerologically explains how we are all connected to each other. It puts a scientific but as I'm listening to this, I'm like, I understood every word. Is now, I am no scientist, and I'm certainly no physics. But yet there's an innate part of us that understands absolutely every part of this. It's as if you're hearing it and you're remembering it. You're not learning it, you're remembering it. And I believe that that's part of this whole numerological alignment as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And sacred geometry, you and I both are crazy about sacred geometry. I also believe they're unlocking us.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I see it whenever I see an aligned, a combined number, and then really see it, and it is revealed to me in a way. I feel like as if that number represented an aspect of the universe, or something within our collective. And
correct.
When that aligned, that meant that thing that represented that aspect of us aligned, and we are seeing it through that number, and that is representing it. That something aligned, and here you can see it.
I agree.
Yeah, so it was mind blowing for me to see. Yeah, to see it in that way, that you kind of tapped into a higher part of yourself, higher part of your own mind. It kind of felt to me like, I don't know, it just felt that I felt like this is how the old, let's say, the magicians or the priestesses connect with the world, that they could feel the whole mind of the universe and the whole mind of the collective earth, that they could touch it and kind of direct that energy to change through these alignments, and how they ever wanted to use that energy to create and manifest, to get so close to the mind, is what I'm meaning here.
Excellent way to describe it, because it's something I think that I and many people have felt, but have had difficulty articulating. So absolutely, I agree with you. I didn't know if Will wanted to jump in, or if excuse me, if anyone else wanted to share any of their experiences, or did you have something you wanted to just say, Will?
The conversation for a moment.
Oh, go ahead.
And I would like to jump in and ask for prayers, energy, and blessings to be sent to everybody that's being affected by any of the natural disasters on the planet, or that have happened recently, whether it be an earthquake or a hurricane or tornadoes or flooding or whatever it is. I would ask let us spend a minute using light language and sending prayers and blessings for healing, for finding people, for helping people that are in need, for sending the energy to lessen the damage, whatever other good intentions that you have. I'll start off with the light because they're lined up. Know that we are with you. Know that we are sending you energy. For it is our intent to we ask the Aquarian fire to flow in, through, and around, in every way and everywhere and everywhen, for the highest good of all, for swift relief. Iwi sanaya ta arasana awahia hoko usananoho to kushnohota isa waya chashashani here kahuatsanani here. Sending Reiki, sending any modality that anyone has, aligning ourselves with all of humanity, with the heart of Gaia, standing up as one consciousness in all of humanity, to show our true nature, to show our goodness, to see during these hard times. I passed the mic.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for your energy and your strength as we send out to all the first responders and all of the strength of the human spirit and this alignment of love and coming together and the rebuilding, the power and the courage and the strength and the stamina it's going to take to rebuild these places. And it's once again a coming together. And as in the human collective that we seek unity, even in the face of creating a disaster, in order for us to remind ourselves that this is alignment, is coming together, and remembering that what each of us does affects all that is, because we are a part of everything. And whether we have always known this spiritually, as many of us have, whether it's been through whatever avenue that has taken us over the centuries and the millennia, whether it's religion or magic or whatever the case may be, we understand that we really are all connected, that everything is connected to everything. And we're being reminded, we're collectively reminding ourselves of this. And whether we have known it all along spiritually or whether we have to prove it to ourselves scientifically, it doesn't change. It doesn't change what is. So we send out these prayers of gratitude that those of us who are enduring this and telling their stories, that they remind us to be grateful for what we do have, for what we can be, and that we really are limitless and powerless, powerful, limitless. Misatushnia Variantos no Iamboko Sonata Yishnari Iana Kwalake. Sodosima Yaro Kuyama Urshiara Se. Somoshnia Torosime Kiana Tiaso no Sepaliana. Sotoshinia Variasa no Sebeya. And we are being asked to forget everything that we ever were in order to rise up and build up again in a way that we never have before. Mishonoti Avarasanose. Soprashnia Wala Hano Kolaki Avari Sotorsanoa. Ona Chiavarasanote Avakshna. Every new revelation and every new understanding is a new alchemy. Namo Shoto Shiva Koshna Siva. Ola Kiasana Shiva. Po Ewa Kairako. Soto Shiva Kiana Ishano Satesha. We are one human spirit. We are one piece of a collective ethereal spirit. Nyashonote Varakesa Masivake.
Ushinidi skiatara shohuya tatanani tatakona nawaya saya. Isanano horashaya takahusanani tisishiguya. Tokonana hawa saka ananaska wacha shehu. Usanana warshashia. Sosusuku shananawaya tananahiaka. Isa waha hasanana otutukona no hoso ototohoshi. Naiwe siki ono shikawata hayat. Nisanana harata tokushana huya iwishikohona ukawaya shishishkiniya sawa. Itana horsha huya askanana hashawaya nasa hawa tachiko usana hushakuhuya nana. So I keep turning off my video camera because my computer's really slow. And I'm trying to save the CPU cycles so that the broadcast does not get interrupted since I'm hosting. So if you're seeing my icon show up, that's the reason why.
Cool. Yes, we at least want to be able to hear you. Shonotipa Ianakuleko Somoshipi Arukwasana Shiawalahina Alese. And I did want to, I was being guided just to briefly mention about light language and that so many more people I'm discovering and seeing every day that are speaking light languages and talking about it. And I was talking to somebody today about them discussing light languages at the UFO conference. And so I believe that along with all of this, that's part of this illumination process, this alignment process, is these light languages being activated in all of us. And I'm just, I guess I'm not surprised. Part of me is delighted, and I'm not surprised, but yet I guess I am surprised to see how many more people are just beginning to speak them or write them. I've been talking to people recently who just all of a sudden started writing them and didn't know what they were, why they were, what they mean. So I think part of this whole alignment process is all of that too, is learning or discovering what all of this means for all of us on all these multi-dimensional levels.
So it was interesting how we how this hangout came about, and how the format of this hangout came about. make the hangout. And when we started talking about it, Omran shared a video of him showing sacred geometry representing various archangels. And as soon as he started, it hit me hard. This is like, oh my goodness, we need to talk about certain archangels. We need to talk about archangels of the Kabbalah. And it's so extremely relevant once we started digging into it. And what does it represent for us as individuals, and what this alignment means energetically. And Omran, I don't know if you had that video, and if you wanted to share it, if you wanted to share your screen and play the video. I don't know if we can do that at this point, but I see you're back in the Hangout. Did you want to attempt to share it?
Yeah, I have it on my phone actually, but wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
Without this. Yeah, I have it on my phone, but I can share it. Maybe it will be hard to see, but
okay.
Oh, it was on. I sent it to you guys, didn't I?
Yeah, but I can't open up any more windows, or else I'll pretty much crash the Hangout.
I can play it here. You can see.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can see it. Is that visible at all?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it on. I was just okay. You can't see it there actually. There is a lot of them there, but I was just trying to put them up. The geometries that I had done. Okay, that's not visible so much.
Yeah, if you pull it back just a tad, that might be better.
No. That didn't work.
Let me
Like
present that. You. There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
So
and as soon as I started seeing this video, I'm going, oh my goodness, these are the archangels of the Kabbalah. And then started doing some research, and it's just that the information just kept flooding and flooding and flooding in. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what I just did on my computer. Okay. All right, somebody else talk while I try to bring up another window, and hopefully I won't crash the Hangout.
So yeah, those were the geometries that I was just playing with to draw a geometry and then put the angel names on it. I know that in the ancient days this method was used and to connect with angels, not only them but also beings, to make pentacles and seals. I think everyone have heard about the seals of Solomon, those kind of works. And through geometries which carry their own vibrations, and again, geometries and numbers carry own vibrations and represent different gates and portals and energies and worlds. And then in this combination, you can actually do a lot of things if you know how to do it. I don't know how to completely do it, but I can feel it and know and remember it, that if you have the proper knowledge or guidance of how to do it, you can tap into a lot of things through these geometries and the work of them in a spiritual way and mental way. You can also do it in a physical way by building them and then get in touch with them and meditate with them physically. And it can also be done mentally, spiritually. So that was kind of, as you said, representing the geometries are representing the Kabbalah, which again is different aspects of ourselves, different gates and portals within us, and and different parts of us that is connected with the planets and connected with the archangels that is ruling those parts of us, aspects of us.
Well, and there's a reason why everything we create in our we've agreed to create in our own universe is based upon these geometric shapes, if you will. And one of the first things that happened to me in my awakening process, which I really didn't quite understand at the time, I wasn't getting the connection. And this was, gosh, I'll bet you this had to have been at least 10 years ago. And something clicked in me one day. And I heard the word tesseract. And now the word just came into my head. And I loved geometry in school, but I never really studied it that much, or physics. And so I hear this word tesseract in my head, and I'm like, I immediately started researching. And one thing led to another. And once I started, and this, what you said actually is what triggered this memory in me just now, memory, if you will, but is that I remember vividly sitting at my desk and I'm hearing this word tesseract in my head, and I start to research it. And as soon as I went and Googled it and started clicking on the tesseract, and I started reading about it and reading about geometry, and you know how one thing leads to another, and you start, and I went into this geometry rabbit hole that completely opened up a door inside of me. It was as if something clicked in me, and it was, and if I remember it so well now, because it was as if this gateway, this dam broke. And from that moment, as I look at it, things now in retrospect, from that moment on, though, it really was the beginning of my actual awakening process. I found it was as if, and I started dreaming. I found the law of attraction. I found Bashar. It was as if everything happened in succession, and it was like it like sped me up and catapulted me into a whole new reality in which I connected to something in a way I'd never had before. And it was all because of geometry. And it was all because of the word tesseract. And it was, and when I can't even explain it. Once I looked it up and saw what a tesseract was and how it's the cube and how it opens, it's as if that's exactly what happened in my brain. It was as if I started building them in my head, and I literally started seeing reality in numbers and in building blocks and in symbols and I always had, like, I was always into Greek mythology and symbolism and all of that, and symbolism in our own media, and how we've taken, like, mythological characters and symbols and it's all over our media, and it always has been. And I've even done, like, reports on it and things. But so it was just funny that you said that, and it reminded me of that. That is really played a huge role in my awakening process, was just geometry. And I happened to be working at the time for a contracting company that built enormous buildings. So it was kind of all, synchronistic.
Yeah. Geometries are really something when you really get into close into the mind of the universe in any practice that you are doing. I'm not doing any kinds of practices, but at some point when you are really, sometimes it happens for you to just get to know that feelings of how it is, and then suddenly you connect with that just instantly, and then come back to normal. And this and it is, to me, it is really something to to look into when you are attracted to geometries. And because again, if you have seen I saw an image of how when Venus when Venus is encircling the sun, I don't know how many years it is doing it, but it kind of creates this geometric patterns when it's doing it, and it creates this what we are calling sacred geometry. And that sacred geometry that it creates, it has a frequency of Venus and of their energies. So yeah, geometries can be used for many reasons to either look into your own psyche or emotions or whatever it is.
I mean, I never thought of it that way. But as far as the way you described it about actually creating the energy of the planet just by the motion that it takes, you know, that's a very good way to put it. And I'm looking up right now at this spiral thing that I have, and a spiral has always been, obviously, well, not obviously, but a spiral has always been very prevalent in
the spiral
in our awareness.
Yeah, it is. To me, the spiral is it is the eternal energy that continues on to create more and more. It goes on and on and on and creates more, and it goes into the infinity. And to me, the spiral is the mind, and it is the depth of the mind, and it represents air to me, and because air is also the mind. So yeah, the spiral is something really deep to look into, and it has been something that even the ancients, it was sacred to them. You could say it like that. It was really sacred to them because they had an understanding of what it was, and they knew how to use it. And we kind of just have forgotten that.
Well, and it's interesting that, well, even like for people who remember like the Twilight Zone, and I mean that was like their symbol was the spiral, but I have the spiral thing, and I was just looking at it now, and I was reminded about that. It was actually the first how I connected to the Sasani race, the Shikani race, was using a spiral. And so it's interesting because then I later learned about how I connected to them and when I connected to them. And it was interesting, but because I used the spiral as the catalyst, if you will, in my meditation to first connect to them, I literally was able to spread my consciousness throughout the universe in a spiral. So it's interesting how we can literally take something and look at it. Well, we know this from Reiki, right? Anybody who, and welcome to all the people who've jumped in. Hi, everybody. You know, we know now, or I was talking about the spiral, but it really does, because, and it's the shape of the galaxy. I mean, the spiral, but the point is that they're also energies, like you said, and I like how you said connecting with the mind of the universe, because these images are also, if you want to call it entities, they're energies. That can get actually really, you know, really cosmic, but
isn't that creation?
It is. It's actual creation. Like the geometry, the shape itself is the physical representation of like the mathematical equation of that, and I can't even articulate what I even know. It's as if I know it, but but I'm not educated enough to even explain it, you know, but it's almost like this innate knowing that everything we build, everything we do, look at us when we were kids, we liked building blocks and Legos, and We like geometry. We like shapes. We, even our kids' toys are all the different shapes. We want to. It's almost as like it's almost as if we are unconsciously aware that we need to stimulate ourselves and our children, like in toys and things, with different shapes. It's almost like we're born knowing that we want to see, triangles and squares and circles and hexagons and octagons, and look at all of our street signs all over the world, how they're all different shapes. Everything is a representation of an archetype, of an actual energy. And because we're connected to everything, you can align with all this stuff. You can literally align with the energy that is Venus. You can literally align with the planet energy. We can literally become the essence by connecting to it, to anything, the energy of any planet. So that's interesting that how you said that about how it, just by the way it spirals around, how it's actually giving us a particular energy. And I feel that way right now about Saturn, because it's sitting on the galactic center. This is the black hole. And now we understand that black hole isn't necessarily what we thought it was, that there really is light that comes out at the end of a black hole, that it's really the beginning, not the end. And so we're discovering this new energy about the galactic center, and Saturn is sitting over it now, and it hasn't been over in this, at least in Sagittarius, which is at the galactic center, for 29 years. And it'll be there till the end of December. So I truly believe this galactic energy, this galactic center energy is being beamed onto us. And we're being encouraged to take advantage of these energies to allow us to really catapult ourselves into a higher dimensional understanding of all of this and how it's all connected, sound and vibration and frequency, just like Tesla said. Until you guys see your world as vibration and frequency and resonation, and we all know how he felt about numbers. So it's like we're just remembering what's in the fiber of our very DNA, and it's just we're waking each other up.
Yeah, it is. I think you can, if anyone is interested in geometries and numbers, going to decipher all these codes is not necessarily that you have to learn physics or anything mathematics to discover what's laying behind them, underneath them. You can start to feel the vibration, the energies of them. What are they really, and what they represent? Like the triangle is very much fire, and the square is earth, and so on. And I also wanted to say that just this 23rd of this month, just after this, I really feel like everything will begin in new. And Michelle was mentioning fire here, and when I practiced with the different colors of the fires, they represented different realms, different angelic rays, and it was an energy to me that manifested itself as that fire. So when we say that the violet fire, using it to cleanse and purify and just cleanse yourself of the ego and everything that you have created for yourself, which is not you, you can use those to kind of let go of that energy that you have created and step into the new energies of this, into your new self after this cycle, after this the end of this cycle. So that is what I'm recommending actually doing.
Absolutely. This is it's an invitation to look within and to see the beauty within, the awesomeness that's within you, the inner guidance system that you are pre-programmed with, that we're all pre-programmed with. And it's different for each individual. To get in touch with that and start following our own inner guidance to be a better person, to think more of the we instead of the me, to be as awesome as we intended to be when we incarnated into this lifetime.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a perfect balance to see this system, and this perfect balance when you have realized and balanced yourselves in all of your different the different aspects of yourselves presented here. That is when you really are awake and are mature in your own energy, your own your real self that is there, suppressed by the ego.
Just wanted to mention that spirit science, it's a little cartoony thing that I kind of turned me on to all things spiritual. They do a really good breakdown of sacred geometry.
That is a cute, that's a cute show. That is a good way to get people to, it does make it easy for people to understand.
Right. It's very succinct, and you can rewatch it. And it also gives lots of texts that you can study also, for if you want to delve deeper.
Yeah, it does, and yeah, definitely.
I wanted to maybe bring up the Fibonacci sequence in relation to everything everyone's talking about with sacred geometry, because as I kind of learned, that's one of the reasons why they talk about, oh, well, you should tune your music in 432 hertz, because when it's in 432 hertz, you know, that's like the resonance of the universe and of creation, and it aligns with the Fibonacci sequence. Apparently, this is from what I understand, so I hope I'm like speaking sensible stuff here, but with the Fibonacci sequence, it kind of gets back to like the flower of life, you know, the what is it called? The seed of life. And so that aligns with all the stuff that we see in nature, you know, how an orange is perfectly split, you know, and it has all the little sections, and you see this in all different sorts of fruits and things all across, you know, the shell of snails and of, you know, sea creatures and stuff. So I just kind of wanted to bring that up because I think that it also aligns with, from what I understand, like the 369 understandings of going into quantum physics, the universe, you know, the stuff that Tesla kind of talked about, pyramid energy, you know, the pyramids. I got here late, so I don't know what you guys have really covered.
Yeah, because we talked a little bit about that too, and that's exactly right, about the whole Tesla thing and the pyramids and the 369, and but that's a very good point, Bree, about the Fibonacci, because constantly fascinated, and I mean every single day, even like last night, I'm making this big salad, and I'm not kidding, I'm fascinated as I'm cutting all these vegetables at the beautiful geometry and how we're constantly reminded in everything, tree leaves, the circles of the tree rings. I mean, the list goes on, and like at snail shells. I was picking up all kinds of snail shells. Same thing. Absolutely.
And it's really interesting too, like, you know, once you do start to pay more attention and stuff, just not only appreciating the beauty of all of it, but then seeing it in everything. And then, you know, how, I don't know if this was discussed, but like how cells multiply and divide and all that. I mean, it all aligns, all of it, everything in our reality.
Exactly.
Yeah, it all aligns with the sacred geometry.
I think we were talking, or Omran was trying to describe using these sacred geometries in relation to using them in grids and connecting with the energies with specific angels that are related to the cabal is what he was talking about.
And yeah, and that's true, that we kind of deviated from that subject, and that is exactly what the connection with what Will was discussing, and he and Omran were discussing, was about that connection. And for example, I know one of my connections with Metatron is you know, the triangles, and you know, and the star, and so forth. So when you're looking at it that way, and it's not an accident that many of our ET friends use the triangle as many of their symbols for access, for actual connecting as well. So there's that aspect of it as well, that it is our galactic connections, our ET connections, and so that too is all connected to all of that. It's almost like cutting into a piece of fruit is like almost like an activator for us to remember that this is how we connect to our archangels, how we connect to source energy, how we connect, you know, how we can connect to, as Omran said, that how we can connect to the mind of the universe, because it's all source, the same seed, the same. We can all connect to the same thing. And it's very interesting when you really start to think about it, that you can actually, essence of absolutely, and it's because of geometry, it's because of we're all sacred geometry. Yeah, I wasn't sure if Will wanted to elaborate on that.
Oh, I did. I just heard silence, and I didn't know if it was my computer slowing down.
No, go right ahead. I just wanted to reiterate that. Yeah, back to where we started.
So what I would invite everyone to slow down and to go inwards in somewhat of a meditation while we talk about the topic, while we talk about the archangels, and then I invite Wendy and Omran to speak light language to help integrate the energies in the alignment. This alignment on the 23rd is from Earth's vantage point. From left to right, we see the moon, and then Jupiter, and then the sun, and then Mercury, and then Mars, and then Venus, all from the viewpoint of the Earth. And this doesn't happen that often. And mapping those celestial bodies to the Kabbalah and the archangels, they map to Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Chamuel, Archangel Haniel, and on Earth, Sandalphon. And they represent the Sephiroth, Yesod, Chesed, Tiferet, Hod, Geruda, Netzach, and Melkut, which is the foundation of our life in the physical life, the mercy of God, the beauty of God, the splendor of God, the strength of God, the eternity of God, and the kingdom of God on earth. And if we look at the image of Kabbalah, it is split. If you can see my mouse, I can't quite tell. So if we go from all the way on the right side, Chokmah, Hesed, and Netzach, that is the column of mercy. It is the divine masculine. And if we go all the way to the left, that is the divine feminine, and it's the column of splendor, and the center is the column of balance. And we also have triangles as well. So we have the triangle on the top, Keter, Bina, and Chokmah. Interestingly, this triangle is not involved in this alignment. And we're more in the alignment of the middle, Hesed, Garuda, and Tiferet. And then the lower triangle, Netzach, Hod, and Yesod, and all viewed from Melkuth, which is earth. So how they manifest is, so we have the opportunity to move past our ego and our emotions into our heart center and see more beauty in the world and apply more mercy in the world and do it with a strength of knowing that we are divine entities, that we are made of the light, for the light, and by the light. And it'll be much easier to live from our heart centers. And if we invite that in, if we open our hearts to that idea, applying the mercy, it will be simplistically easy because our mindsets have changed, that we can apply the strength because we realize that there is no judgment. And that is the beauty of it all. Instead of living from our emotions, not saying not to feel them, but we don't have to allow our emotions to rule our decision making. We don't have to decide, oh, I have achieved happiness in the past this way, so I will choose that way. Or I have achieved despair in the past by choosing that over there, so I'm going to avoid it. By living through our heart centers, we can always apply the love in this now that is necessary. Knowing that change always happens, and the love that's necessary in this now will be different than the love applied in the previous now. If we see that everything is a viewpoint, we can see that truth is fluid, and that truth and love change with the universe. And all the love and all the truth in every now has a beauty of its own, has a truth of its own, has a strength of its own, and is merciful all in its own. And we invite in all the archangel to help with our understanding and our assimilation and our alignment with these ideas, and these viewpoints, Kia kanana shuia shakona no sakaya, tikanana skanana shishishi, on our journey of ascension to Gushkoia kanahasiata. With joyous, willful gratitude, Kushka no hosiata hoshiata tasiata niyakatayata. And so it is, no shuiaka saniyata.
You're muted, Wendy.
Oh, I know. I didn't want to interrupt him. I didn't know if Omran wanted to speak next. Netoshi me ala cosa masotoshi wa oneabala yasanote. Sopria shinora saniawa ewa kariamba kiawa. So siama rungo shiawa e kiata saniawa kwa. Poresi e kiana tesiato krakoina. Mina yesha a kia alonte sanewa krashnasawa. Ronde arungiar shinose. Blanda yasoda ki lendoson. Lo halo kuleanda shino yelange yasato si pleandor sewa. Lo hora kuleanda kiawa kuatese. Ni aro ashaneawa. E titi kiela sonozishi pa ake. Senore se piaro hakate. Okoreshi wo unodu. Kompa sewa. Ohano wo sotoya wishno. E poesate. E hore se baishno. Peandi. Ila hienona ya kuleanda sisiaro shno te lambuya so sewa. Elihira satoshi bakuleando se. Elihiro shunori bakurabu oila ki. Elohim alohe awaria sotosi bakuleanda ke. Ahoroshi tisi yantuko. Etose perishno kwa. Shewa hashay. Shibuki yaleanda o ima yualeate eliso kwa. Po she koli ilokusa. Po anule awa shinore letia. Apo hala kisa sapase. So mushadera sitechio undu kwa kia. The setashi olumpa salu hamaleawa le toro. So no satosho aphala. Malera satosi la helongo se unia. Alase. Batosi miwa shanopiawa ka. Tohe soshwa. Malera londero kulakwa. O saposhnozo to terase. So moshe ule hanarokwa. Ala tetakia. Eno niawa alose poshnose. O kodashna o niana. La terasone waralu. O maro hela. O marshneata. O marshno selahe. Ni naiwa elete. Amaro hoshno sewa se. Sopore sewa. Nahala no akusha hanayalehe. Nahala naha. Nayelehi. Nahe. Norulaha. Norlehe shura. Nete saha. No la no te so seta shetiana ana aruha nete neti ana se she onora alina ena tosha cutosity se posewa alone Aleteano ya o peneshe me anatesa soporshnote kerishnasa se posesha e posero onete po onosheroshe akaleatiki pataresina. It is simple. You breathe love. It is that simple.
Thank you. I have something to share and a mantra I just want to share with everyone very quick. I found this very useful for myself to prepare myself to enter a new part of myself. And I started to write down what I had to let go. And I wrote down no competition with anyone, no comparing yourself to anyone, no anger, no hate, no fear, no worry, no doubt, no weakness, no aggression, no frustrations, no sadness, no ego, no judgment, no disrespecting, no thoughts, no selfishness, no not being stubborn, no arrogance, no blaming, no forcing, no attachments. You don't need to convince. You don't need to hold on to anything. Don't force a truth into others. Everyone has their own truths. Don't hurt anyone, physically or mentally or emotionally. There is no reason for you to always argue with everyone. So no arguing. And don't be so serious about everything. You don't need to spread violence in any way, may it be psychic, mental, or physical. Focus on the light, the fresh new start. Be the free child. And be your mature self. And with this, I find it really helpful to say the mantra of the violet flame. We are beings of the violet fire. We are the purity God desires. We are beings of the violet flame. We are the purity God desires. We are beings of the violet flame, the purity God desires. We call and invoke the violet flame to enter us, connect with us, be within us, in our physical body, mental body, emotional body, and spiritual body. Violet flame, cleanse of all karmas in this now, as well as all past and future, as they exist in this now. Enter all of our cells, ignite and blaze yourself. Burn down our egos and our negativity. Burn down that which doesn't belong to us. And let our soul, our spirit, our energy body shine through that which we have built for ourselves to not see that part of ourselves. Violet flame. Purify and cleanse all that which does not belong to us, so we may be our true selves. The true, authentic, real energy, pattern, geometry we are. Thank you.
And so it is.
Yes, Ochishiawa Kiakuya. Absolute perfect balance.
I still hear people talking, so. Koshanaskaskahia, asana ichi shishiwea ho, isananaho shishakaya nana askaskahia shishkohuya, tanana shishia tasia. Infinite gratitude For all of you, Koshinahuis, Kia Nahasa Sisia Ka Asha Shia, for recognizing your true self, Ukushinawa Askana Awasasa Shishihiwia Kahuasa, and feeling the love that's inside you, aching to get out. Kushkonohoshikuya Sanata Sisiwi Kohona Oshikohua Sasiana each Shakoaya Sanasisia, begging to see the light in others. Koshinawas Kaskania Shashishiwia Tohorshi. All we need to do is simply allow it. Kushikono Horskana Ayat Shashishkuya Daya.
Yashanoyaka ina sotosibe ki alukishna toya omako satashi itiasate ta ina shindo olangoya sanesho suposhiawa kiala kiasanoseya taya.
Thank you. I will also try to feel something and speak. Malacha Shanayanacham Menahuananashem Niliachanaan Nelakai Mahumanashem Manai Melahum Nukuachanashem Niliachaina Inahum Munuachana Nahina Nilihia Luhimacha Shenakai Delahum Manain Nilianakuna Shenakayana.
Oh, I love that language. Oh. That was magic. I mean, that was some literally magical beings there.
That was angelic, I believe.
It was beautiful. That was awesome.
I believe Michelle has languages to speak.
Not sure that's how it's supposed to go down.
It is now.
Me kushata anayata sota anayete eshuku unanayata etoko osota anayata mene ete shusasa anayata ke ete eseto osh amitusha asa ata ke ete anayata ohusata anaya amanayata to ocean ke ete otre eset kedrabayan Keto osa aisha toto ke etetu impete eti ata ane ota aisha taka e toto omanene ata anane u te enanayata aso onanaya kete ananayata osata oka aya me atatu ocean and ataka ototo no. I'm gonna stop because it'll never stop.
I know I can. Oh, I don't think I've ever heard you speak that. That was beautiful.
It was, absolutely.
I don't know if I've ever heard me speak it either.
That was really nice. I don't think I have ever. I want to speak it, and I'm not even sure I can.
Oh, you can. You can out of you with the hora.
Both of you, that was wow. Omran too. I mean, wow. Both of those languages. It's like, oh, they made me feel so nice. I was like, oh, I want to speak those.
Spirit wanted to be spoken. Those are messages that needed to come across. Ayawahaya asana auhosha. Asana aishishiya awakana asahua. Nasa sahishishiya na uaya tatariya na ashniyi suhua. Ashashashiya na awahaka. Askana ashashahuya na nasiyata awatahia shashuya.
I just feel all this lovely angelic energy. Ashiana etasimo loko eshayete asananto yawa. Ishniawaria andonushia shua yitakia. Ashona yashajaimia jakiatoa. Jehama Juali Andi Shishaka Kisosho, Bozajayana Kilesho Hikani Kushojabi Kala, Ezahisha Jamiano Leanji Shiako Leando Soshawa, Ohawa Kishinoze, Saingesunodi Shua Arunkia, Lesha de Kilo, Yamaniarudia Sate, Liha, Okiasha, Mihala, O Yeno Kulapa Olakotia, Leshitukia Satopushnia, Sofia Lakiwa, Oter Shino Sopolo Leashana, Eta Sieta Shia. I feel like I'm painting energy. I don't know. It's very interesting.
Arana Melaniahana Enashainakana Alahim Manahianahu Manaan Nania Lahani Nashin Niliakaku Manuahuanal Nelahaina Shemakumana Nelahuanainahian. So, yes, this is a lot of angelic energy.
Oh boy, is there ever.
Archangels, yeah.
For a higher love, baby.
Awahasa aya nanawa chichahawo so oya ini haya awakahea ana asahia shashahuana awataye aishikia watanaya ta asaya ta na ohua ikiana na o shishuiana awataasa na achia isiwia na ocha awatani siwata konia asakia cha oa na ayata nana iwi haya na awa shishuia wakana ushia Nawa sasisia ka uachania watia tohua.
I'm loving all these numbers too. Nasiatoshia kali entasano ishino kela kietasineata eleka soto ishino sabela halakate. Sisho chukuyashaye.
Ndaka hayatia na shiti, gubia alega onia dia kamiatia, tushu u guahia na dia boyata na ha, kana aya na I huyatia shana, gudia u iana I adia da sha piata, gu u nia hiata kianishi tu u tuayana.
Thank you. Yeshuno Yeshuma Eetokia Sateshiamaka.
So that's interesting. I said beautiful and gratitude.
Gratitude.
to Temple's light language, and to me, it's like fraternity and gratitude. So it's this brotherhood. It's really a community that we're building. But still, it's a gratitude of the community that we're building.
It won't even let me spell it. I'm trying to respond to you, and it won't even let me spell gratitude. It keeps wanting to change it. I like it though. That's a good word. I like making words.
When everybody speaks, I keep seeing different parts on the globe where angelic energies are being brought.
Wow, that's so awesome.
Yeah, I hear somebody speaking.
I keep getting this song, but it's got a lot of oming in it. I don't know if that's angelic, but
go for it.
Om Nayatu Kashanayam Om Nayatu Sanayanayam Om Nayatu Koshata Om Nayatu Sanaya Om Nayatu Sanaya Ayato Koshananayata Reatam Soto Kotanaya Ayato Shananayata He Ananayato Kohom Sete Ananayata Ananayata Ka Ototosha Anana Ke Ananayato Ayato
Thank you so much, Michelle. That I just saw an image of Gabriel singing down to Bethlehem during the birth of Yeshua, and which represents the birth of the Christ consciousness in each and every one of us. It was just so beautiful. Thank you for bringing that through.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Wow, you saw, so Jody, she doesn't have a mic, but she typed that she saw the color gold. And I'm glad that she said that, because I was being reminded, that reminded me, interesting information that I have been receiving in the last, primarily, but out just, and all day long I've been in this gold oh, that she said she saw gold, and and I'll share something with you, Jody, later, and I'll show you why it's so synchronistic. So that's pretty interesting. Well, actually, you know what? Oh, how's that? So you just can't make this stuff up, and so I guess I'm just supposed to share it with everybody. And actually, Bree might remember today I mentioned to her something about that there was some information that I received today as a secret, not a secret message, some information that I received today that was a message I received today, and I had no idea why. And of course, I just kind of do what I'm told sort of thing. And I said to Bree today, I wonder, I said, I'll be curious to see, I said there was a message in the light scripts that I wrote today, the light codes, and I wonder if anybody will pick up on it. And so, but now that Jody said it, I have to say this to her, because, okay, so in this, my heart is pounding. I mean, I can't even describe this. Okay, so I'm gonna move my pyramid. So in my meditation for the new moon yesterday, I received these symbols, and I was guided to do, now why I don't know, but so let me just start with these symbols. And so I was guided while I was receiving these symbols to, I kept hearing gold, and they kept saying to me, look up on the periodic table, gold. And the atomic number for gold is 79. The atomic mass number for gold I can't believe how I feel right now, because I can't even describe what I'm feeling. So and this particular symbols, instructions, or whatever was a third eye, a crown chakra, and a third eye chakra illumination. And there was a lot of information that was downloaded to me about gold and about our planet. And I'm not even sure what or why, and I'm just really, really emotional. But the number 79 is very also synchronistic for me, personally, for several different reasons. And so it was so strange that Jody said she saw gold, that I just had to share this with everybody, because once again, you just can't make this stuff up. Guided to go on Google and look at images of other symbols of gold, of which a few of them are mixed in here, like but most, all the rest of this, that were all the symbols, and was information I received prior to receiving the information about the gold. So
this is very nice, because that's,
I'm freaking out, kind of. I'm just
yeah, that same symbol that you have drawn there is the same symbol for the sun, and also the symbol for God, the circle and the dots. And it is the highest, I think, attainment of spiritually. Like, gold is the highest energy that you attain in your what is called rainbow body, crystal body, that you are in, and that is how they look at it. But I believe that there is higher frequencies of other colors above gold. But for us, working with the colors and minerals, gold is the highest and purest. And then that is connected also with the sun, and the sun is associated with God and the purity, the light, the source of light. And actually, when you draw those symbols and those codes, they are really powerful, and you can do a lot with them, even though sometimes you don't know what it is you're writing down, and you just channel it down. They are still powerful.
They're very powerful. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Bree even told me when she looked at them, she said she had an experience that she hadn't had before. And I actually, when I was finished writing these, I was like literally vibrating so high, and I was in tears. And so even when I'm making these things and writing these symbols, I can't even describe to people sometimes what's happening to me while I'm writing them. I don't even know how to explain it. So yeah, powerful. It's almost an understatement, because I don't know how else to say it. But and then they just told me that I write what I hear, and they said this is a crown chakra, third eye, activate illumination. That was what they called it. So and Jody, every single picture she ever sends me, it's as if she's just crawled right into my head. She always knows. I can't explain it, but none of us can explain any of this, except for the fact that now I know, and it just confirms everything I saw last night with the science of quantum entanglement, that we're all connected. Every single.
Yeah.
Connected.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
what we're here to align with.
Yeah. When you really say that with your own words, that we are connected, it might not mean so much for others, but when you really feel that yourself and go into that state that everything is connected, no words can really describe it. And when you have to describe it, it's so poor, that description, that we are connected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It pales in comparison. You can't. There isn't a word. It's just like everybody. How do you explain love? How do you
Exactly. It can't be explained.
and let
Yeah.
you know? You just.
It needs to be felt. It needs to be realized, and it needs to be experienced. And when you do it, you really, when someone asks you about it, you are just like, well, where should I begin?
Exactly. Well, just like Abraham, you know, words don't teach.
Yeah.
Only experience teaches. Words don't teach.
Yeah, exactly. And about the codes, I also, we were speaking about geometries, and the codes are also kind of lines and geometric formations.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it just and the triangles I draw and I'm not the only one. I mean, this is one of the things that's been so extraordinary. It's part of the journey, especially recently on Facebook and on Google. There's so many people now that are writing these and getting these codes and encouraging people to share them because they're so powerfully important. And I can't even say why. And you know, and somebody said, well, how do you know what you're doing? What portals? I said, because I know how I feel.
Yeah.
No, is how I feel. Words to describe the higher love that I don't need to I don't need to try to describe it nor defend it nor try to even explain it. I don't have to. It's an experience. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. And when you um, when you feel those geometries and codes, they have energies and they are charged with those energies. So maybe we channel it from our subconscious or the collective conscious of Earth. And when looking at them, they activate you also because they kind of match with your energies and then they activate that part of you. We got to wrap up. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I know Will's got to get going too. So this has been an extraordinary conversation, everyone. And wow, thank you, Jody, because now see, this is just a small example about going with your instincts and sharing something. Because to be honest with you guys, I probably wouldn't have even mentioned it. That connection. But as soon as she said, I saw gold, they told me, you need to share what you experienced, because that connection was so pure for me. It was pure gold, Jody. So it was so pure. It was like, the message here is to everybody, you've got to follow this stuff. You've got to trust this stuff. This is what this alignment's about. It's not about following anything else or listening to anybody else. It's about you trusting you and what you hear. And there is no other alignment. That is your alignment, directs to source. So that's, where I will close on that. So
And I'll add, trust yourself. It's feel your heart and feel how you resonate with any particular topic, and then trust it. You are telling yourself the truth on how you feel about what you believe and how you feel about a situation or how you feel about an idea. Trust it. Trust you. Trust when you want to let your awesomeness out. Can you allow it forth?
Can I add something? Yeah. Always know that always know that you can live the life that you would like to live. There are a lot of people many people that want to live the life that they like to live. And most people don't seem to find it in themselves to look within themselves to hear what is right for themselves. Is the best advice or the best mentoristic advice that I would give is to stop controlling everything. Just stop and just allow yourself to let go of everything that you've heard, felt, or even believed that was possible or impossible in your reality. Just stop controlling what you're doing or what you believe in or how things will work. And when you let go, you already receive or you already have the things that you desire. So always remember to be yourself, and always remember to look inside yourself and see who you really are. No one's not gonna tell you, hey, go do this, or hey, pick up this piece of paper and throw it in the trash can. No, it's up to you to make that decision. It's up to you to take a stand. No one's going to ask but yourself, and do it. And it's up to you.
Thank you, Pete. Well said. That's exactly what this hangout is about, is aligning with the energies of the invitation of the universe to trust yourself, to believe yourself. Absolutely. So Omran, did you want to say anything in closing?
Just that, nothing really, but just the blessings. Thank you all. Much love to all of you. And be in your centers, be in harmony, and be aligned with who you are, really. And let go of the old. Let go of who you think you are, who you think you have to be. Let go of who you have created yourself to be. From the 3D experience, and look at who you really are when you let go of all the parts of yourself that is not you, but let those parts of you be with you that feels like you, the real you, and let yourself arise as new, resurrect to a new self, where your energy body, your soul is shining through your physical body, your vehicle, your body that you're carrying around all the time. Let the ego have its own place wherever it belongs to, and let that real you rule. Let the fire inside you rule the vehicle, not the mind, not the ego. Thank you.
Well said. And this
Beautiful.
is why, exactly, this is why Wendy and Omran and I are doing this. This is like the beauty in that language is absolutely perfect. Infinite gratitude, Omran. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you too.
I hear you talking.
Thank you both for creating this.
Yes, thank you all. Thank you. It's
Yes.
great to be in gratitude. Good feelings, good feelings. Perfect form geometries in our energies.
Let us all move into the future, and by focusing in the now.
Absolutely. That's absolutely. I am just vibrating.
Yes. So thank you all for joining us. On behalf of Wendy and Omran, I'm Reiki with Will. Stay blessed always, and thanks for joining us. And we'll see you in the next now.